Hi everybody, this is Just Some Guy, and today we're going to talk about Heather Antos again. Just when you thought Heather Antos couldn't sink any lower, John Delarose posted a tweet chain from the lovely Marvel editor. I just had to check it out. So, Heather decided to weigh in on the Me Too hashtag. This is a hashtag that went viral a few days ago thanks to Alyssa Milano. It's about the Harvey Weinstein scandal. Well, that's not entirely true. It's really about a bunch of people taking something that's not about them, but making it about them. We've seen this before. This happened with the Yes All Women hashtag after the Santa Barbara killings. It's this weird habit that left-leaning women have where they take any controversy that includes women and then make it about them. I'm not saying that they're not women who've been victims of sexual violence because that's what people are tweeting. Obviously there are. I'm just saying that you don't have any other group of people who move this quick to make something that's not about them. Now, anyone with a brain knows that plenty of men and boys are victims of rape. According to some studies, like the CDC studies, men are assaulted at about the same rate as women. So, of course, plenty of men would use the Me Too hashtag to remind progressive women that men are victims and women are rapists too. In comes Heather Antos. See, she didn't like that. All those men talking when they should have been listening. So she tweets, quote, "I've become incredibly frustrated by many cis male comments on numerous Me Too posts. It's such a problem, isn't it, Heather? I mean, women can't have nothing. Want to talk about how they've been sexually harassed or assaulted, and then here comes men saying, it happened to me too. So frustrating, isn't it? Maybe you should call up the Catholic Church or the Boy Scouts to find out how they shut those boys up. Maybe that'll help you since it's bothering you so much." Then she says, quote, "If you, as a cis male, have seen the flood of posts by your friends and become so uncomfortable by them that you feel the need to comment, 'but I,' or 'not all men,' or any other phrase that in any way mentions that you're one of the, quote, 'good ones,' you're part of the problem." Right. So the whole point of this little exercise is to show that some women are victims of sexual violence. They're talking about how they're scared and they think that all men are like the men who hurt them. The logical response from men is to say, "I'm not like that. All men aren't like that." But somehow saying that you're a man who doesn't do this, and that most men don't do that, is, quote, part of the problem. There's no getting through that kind of stupid. You can try, but you'll only get mad and throw things. Here's a really disturbing part, though. Most of the men tweeting Heather's forbidden phrases are rape victims. So Heather Antos is basically telling male rape victims they're part of the problem because they're talking about what happened to them and then telling them to basically shut the fuck up. How much of a scumbag do you have to be to write something that fucked up? You're mad that men are reminding you that all men aren't sexual predators? Would you be mad if black people reminded white people that all black men aren't thugs? Or if a Muslim person reminded people that all Muslims aren't terrorists? Where's this self-righteousness when those things happen? Oh, that's right. You're the ones tweeting that shit. So it's okay to tell people that not all black men are criminals and not all Muslims are terrorists, but we can't say not all men are rapists. We have to listen and believe, just not to the hundreds of thousands of men and boys tweeting about being rape victims. We can ignore them because they're, quote, part of the problem. She wraps up by saying, quote, "Now is not the time to defend yourself. Now is not the time for you to do anything except reflect and think about how you can be better. They're not raping women, Heather. They're literally not doing the thing you don't want them to do. How can they be better? Stop being men? And what about male victims, Heather? How can they be better? Should they keep it to themselves? If you're a man who was abused, especially by a woman, just shut the fuck up. We don't need to hear your story. We don't need to see that this isn't a women's issue, but a human issue that happens to and is committed by both sexes." No, why do that? Screws up the narrative. Why do you still have a job at Marvel, Heather? Why are you still employed at this place? You shouldn't be working for Marvel when this is the type of shit you're tweeting out. This is insane. Oh my God, just stop. Somebody shut her Twitter down or tell her to stop tweeting because it just gets worse.